Hi everybody, it's Mikey from Usuallybrokencars. I'm with my good friend Hemang. Today we are looking at his incredible BMW M3, so let's get into today's episode of Living With. Sorry. So, Hemang,
yes.
Your M3, tell me about it.
What does it say? 2003 E46 M3. 3.2 litre straight six. UK was supposed to have 343 brake. Most people say 338. I'll leave it up in arms. I'm not.
So that's like the 343, 338. Where's that variance come in? Like what?
So a couple of things. I think one, BMW were overshooting at the time, brake horsepowers in that generation.
Yeah.
And there's also something to do with the US and a couple of others not having ITBs as standard.
Right.
Now, for what reason, I don't know. I can't say that I'm too geeky with the details.
Yeah.
So there's a few numbers that floated about for power. I'm pretty sure, even growing up, one reason why I like it, 343 was the UK version. So
okay, so
I'm going to go with that.
Yeah,
it sounds better.
It's funny because was it the E36 had over in the States? They had a massively detuned E36, didn't they?
Yeah, same thing again, and we had like 320 brake.
And theirs was about 280, something mad like that, wasn't it? I can't. People tell me in the comments, but it was a massive difference.
Yeah.
And so, like European spec M3s are massively highly regarded over American ones.
Yeah.
So how long you had it?
How long have I had it since?
I mean, you've had it as long as I can remember.
It's been a while, yeah. 2016. So what are we? 7.5 years now.
7.5 years. It's a long time
years
to have this.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously these, like for me, I've driven a few of these, and like they're considered the best driver's car ever made. For you to have had it 7.5 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, each to their own. Everyone's got their bias, I suppose. I thoroughly love this thing.
Yeah.
I like the fact it's NA. There's no turbos. Controversially, I have got an SMG. So,
but people like apparently there's. I mean, I've been doing a bit of research, and apparently there's the three things you've got to tick off, like tin top.
Yeah.
SMG box.
Yeah.
And there was, I can't remember what the third one is, but like at the end of the day, as long as it's not convertible, and I'm not ragging on convertibles, but like for the real driving experience, as long as it's got a fixed roof, it's the one to have.
Apparently so, yeah. And like I said, part of the M3 owners group, there are quite a few back and forth jokes that happen between SMG manual owners on hot days and track days and whatnot. But I've got to say, honestly, touch wood, I've had no issues, and I really don't understand where that comes from. But as I said, everyone's got their own experiences.
So, like, what's your biggest bill on this?
Biggest bill, probably when I first got it, had a whole gearbox rebuild. Part of the reason.
Oh, that SMG box that you
No, the gearbox itself, not the SMG pump.
Right, okay.
The gearbox.
So
clutch.
it's the SMG pump, that's the bit that fails?
Yeah, that's the the terrorist of the 46 M3. But no, I've had no issues with that. It was just the gearbox. So when we got it, I couldn't select third, fourth, and sixth. It'd be first, second, and fifth.
Right, okay.
It was very, very jumpy. Yeah, horrible to drive when we first got it.
So how does the SMG box work? Like, I don't mean like the internals, but from a driving perspective, you've still got two pedals.
It's just automatic, two pedals, and it tries to give you an automatic feel, but you can tell it's driving like a manual.
Right.
It's dipping clutch.
I noticed that like when we were in it at slow speeds, like you feel that sort of that clutch judder that you get with a manual.
Yeah.
You know, and like it's not like a slush box. It's like a conventional manual box. As you're coming off the accelerator and it's maybe putting the clutch in or pulling the clutch out, you get that little bit of judder.
100%. And there's nothing like human control in my opinion. So
yeah.
You can see where the likes of Jeremy Clarkson and in their reviews, Auto Trade, etc., whoever you've read, have said it feels a little bit clunky and a bit lazy and whatnot. But to be honest, I don't really do that kind of driving that often. A lot of mine is motorway or it's been abroad, etc. So they've been long distance.
A couple of times in this now, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done it a couple of times. Last year was probably my favourite. Weather was awesome. I had no issues, no overheating, nothing. Yeah, glorious stuff.
So tell me about the engine. What have you done to it? Was it stock when you got it?
No. So when I got it, there was no air conditioning unit that had already been taken out.
Okay.
And the exhaust system was already there in place.
I mean, this sounds absolutely incredible.
Yeah, whatever it is, there's no branding on the exhaust or anything.
Right, okay.
There's nothing there. awesome sound. So yeah,
It is.
those two things were done.
Yeah.
And then I've added an Venturi intake kit.
Which, again, sorry to interrupt, but that is just, it sounds like it's trying to suck the world into it. It's such a good sound.
And the problem I had is, obviously the CSL box from whoever you go and buy it is very expensive, and that sounds even better. I just don't have the budget, and because of the exhaust,
How much is that CSL box?
like £3,000 plus. I think Evolve's £3,200, something like that.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
do deals every now and then, and there's a few others. Jeff Still Racing, I think, is quite expensive.
Okay.
So there's a few out there, you know, but the exhaust kind of drowns that. So I just thought to myself, keep it, you know,
absolutely.
functional and in budget.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to ask you, it's a bit of a personal question. How much did you pay for it? 7 years ago,
Yeah.
like they were not commanding the money they're commanding now.
Nah.
But they were still they were in that middle range of they're still fairly new, but there's been a generation since. So, you know, what did you pay for it?
I paid £6,000 for it.
Oh.
Yeah. But that was only after we took it for a test drive,
Right.
and saw it had the gearbox problem.
Right, okay.
And then I wanted something. It ticked a lot of the boxes. You know, I wanted the colour.
What do you know what the colour's called?
It's carbon black, believe it or not.
But it's almost like a really, really, really deep blue.
Yeah, like a dark inky colour. Yeah, it's bizarre.
Okay.
But I love it. So yeah, I wouldn't change it.
No, that's cool. It is cool. And what's nice is, I mean, you'll be the first one to admit there's so many little paint imperfections, but it's used. It's a proper. It ain't, you know, it's no garage queen.
No.
You know, I've been in this with you. I've been scared with this car. You know, I've changed my pants getting out of it.
In Mexico, yeah.
Mexico. It was
It
absolutely
was in Mexico, yeah.
Okay, so 3 favourite things about it.
Noise.
Yep.
Looks.
Yep.
Noise, looks, performance.
Mate, it's like it ticks every box. What do you want from a sporty coupe? Noise, looks, performance is there.
Yeah, it just all round. You know, and I'm not going to get involved in, you know, MPGs or, you know, today's 0 to 60 figures.
We've said this in the last 2 videos.
Yeah.
It is not miles per gallon, it's miles per gallon. How much does this make you smile? How good you feel driving it?
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, you know, how many miles you've done in it this year?
So this year, probably a couple of 100 miles. I've not done much.
Yeah, exactly.
My MOT compared to last year was just gone.
Yeah.
I've only done 4,000 miles. So
Exactly.
yeah, it's
So
dead.
I think fuel economy, when you've got a car that does very little, is irrelevant.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
You know, if it makes you feel good.
And I said I've done complete chalk and cheese from the 335D to this. I've got complete 2 different ends of the MPG spectrum.
So we'll get onto your cars.
yeah.
Let's go with what's one thing you hate about this car? What's that
There's
one?
always something to do.
Right.
As in,
Like,
in terms of maintenance,
yeah.
there's always something that creeps up,
Yeah.
you know, out of nowhere. You know, like diff oil, for example, is one thing that I wasn't not fully aware of.
Right.
I knew it was due, just not how frequently I've had to do it.
Yep.
And also, I kind of want to do it as well.
Yeah, it's not one of those things that you want to let lapse.
No, and the big 3 problems, you know, so the SMG pump,
Yeah.
bottom end, subframe, actually
And
even Vanos
the
unit.
boot floor as well.
Yeah, subframe, rear
Oh,
subframe.
right. Sorry. Yeah.
Vanos unit. You're always conscious of these stuff. So every now and then, okay, yeah, we'll go and have fun. You're like, actually, have I done anything wrong today?
Yeah.
Is something about to get me?
Yeah.
So that's why I thought, yes.
So have you done the Vanos?
Yeah, so everything on this car now is done.
So you've done the rear
Vanos
subframe?
subframe was already done when I got it. That gets checked every
Amazing.
year.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Vanos is done. Like I said, gearbox was done. Pump's been done.
Nice.
Everything's preventative. So I've got no issues. Touch wood again.
Yeah.
At the moment. And I've been through it all. Like even the dreaded rust.
Yep.
Hence the carbon arches. So
Well, this is it. At the end of the day, carbon arches. 1, they look sick.
Yeah.
2, they're light.
Yeah.
And 3, you haven't got to worry about them rusting.
No.
That's as simple as. So talk about previous cars. What have you had?
Previously, so where do I start? Well, back in school, you and me. I had that.
I mean, I've known you for like 21 years now, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
mad, isn't
you
it?
and me, Michael from previous video, all
yeah.
at school. So what have I had? Mazda 3. Remember that Saloon Auto?
Yes.
Absolutely bucked the trend from the standard hatch manuals that
I
everyone's
was going to
supposed
say,
to
everybody
get.
at school either had a Corsa or a Fiesta. I mean, I had a Punto because I was really cool.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, let's not get into
Let's
that.
be different.
Yeah. That ran on 3 cylinders for most of its life.
what it is.
Okay, so you had your Mazda.
Yeah, and then I had a E46 320.
Nice. Coupe.
Yeah, again, coupe. That was auto as well.
Yep.
One thing I actually haven't done, even though I love cars, is I've never actually owned a manual. They've all been company cars.
That's mad, isn't it? But you've driven lots of manuals.
Oh, plenty.
You never, like, your name to a bit of paper
Has never had a
said,
manual.
I own a manual.
Yes, never had a manual.
Okay.
So yeah, then we had the 320 E46. After that, I bought the 335D E92.
Yeah.
Which again, controversially, diesel.
I mean, people talk about like the 335D, 335i,
Yeah.
loads of running problems, things like that. But I've worked on plenty and they've been sound. But you did a lot of work to that, didn't you?
Yeah,
Just very briefly. Go on.
Yeah, no, that was kind of bulletproof. It was borderline stage 2. So what did I do? Remap, front mount, and exhaust. All it was, about 370 brake-ish.
Out of a diesel though.
Yeah.
Which is mad, and the torque figure would have been tremendous.
Yeah, 700 Nm meters, something like that. It was silly, absolutely silly.
Yeah.
And it still returned 40 odd miles to the gallon. Like
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
time, I was traveling quite a lot, so I wanted something fun,
Yeah.
as well as
Yeah.
being sensible-ish, I
Yeah.
suppose. And then as I said, I got rid of that because I just wasn't really using it anything anymore. And then I've ended up with this,
Yeah, cool.
and this is like a childhood hero.
Yeah, absolutely. So like for me, like the E46 has always been like an achievable dream car.
Yeah.
Like for a lot of people, E46 is that car that, like, I remember when they first came out and I'd poster it on my wall and stuff and things like that. So, but you can get a really good one now for like 20 grand. Yes, 20 grand, but 20 grand it's a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money when you look at what you're getting for that.
Yeah.
You're getting a 340 horsepower straight 6 M car that's considered the best chassis ever, but point blank.
Yeah.
This is like the ultimate driver's car.
Yeah.
And you've had it for 7.5 years, so it must be doing something right. Tell me, wheels and tyres.
Wheels and tyres. So what have I got? I'm actually a bit of a schmuck here, pardon my French. So I've got Kumos at the front.
Kumo's
So
good.
I had
Are they PS71s?
yeah.
Yep, got
So
on the Golf, great tyre.
Yeah, I had a good friend of mine who was working with them at the time,
Okay.
and said, hey, look, because I've got odd sizes. So
Yep.
I've got 245s at the front.
Yep.
I'm running 275s at the back.
Yep.
The wheels are 8.5 at the front, 10.5 at the back.
Yep.
So odd sizes and whatnot. And at that time I had PS4Ss all round.
Yep.
And then just my front two needed doing, and he came through with a really good price I couldn't say no to.
Okay.
In terms of comparability.
So what's on the rear?
PS4Ss still.
PS4Ss. But again, the
Yeah.
PS4Ss, I've had both tyres. And yes, the Kumo is a more budget-friendly tyre, but that is still a phenomenal tyre. But they're both fantastic tyres. What wheels are they?
So they are Strom STR2s, because one, it was COVID when I got them.
Yep.
Two, I wasn't just sure what to go for.
And it's hard. I've done it before where I've gambled and I bought a set of wheels and they don't fit.
Yeah. Where its fitment wasn't an issue.
Yep.
Spent a lot of time calculating offsets and J's and tyre widths and spacers and lowering ride height, etc.
Yeah.
I literally few other people that helped me get involved.
Yeah.
I've probably done their head in, to be fair, during COVID. So,
but that's the thing. I think it's that biggest. You change a set of wheels, and that's the biggest instant customization. And this is my car.
Yeah.
That's the big difference.
For sure. For sure.
And I think they suit the car so well. They're a little bit BBS, but they're not enough that people think they're BBS reps.
Yeah.
They're far enough away that they've got that look, and they look sick, mate. They really do, and the fitment is absolutely spot on.
Yeah. No, in the M-Car community, Apex Arc 8s
Okay. Yes.
are the direct.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm a bit of a schmuck for it, but I'll get round to it. I will get them because they're the lightweight ones.
Yeah,
they're the originals.
Yeah.
And now that I'm content with how this looks,
Yep.
I know that's where I've got to go.
So what about brakes?
So brakes at the moment, they are standard size. So I think they're 335 millimeters or something like that all round, and they are MTECs.
Okay.
Front to back.
Yeah. To be fair, I ran MTECs on my Type R.
Yeah, with
Really good budget brake system. Cannot.
Yeah. No, it's done me well.
I mean, at the end of the day, you've been on the Nürburg with them, and they,
no issues.
no accidents on there. So
no, and I'm running DS2500 pads.
mate, they are strong pads.
Yeah.
I've got them in my Type R, and they are mega pads.
Yeah.
All right, so one last question to finish it out. What's your sort of best childhood car memory?
Honestly, from seeing it, you know, one of these on the road to then Most Wanted as a game, Need for Speed Most Wanted on the Xbox, it kind of just solidified where I'm at, and it kind of, we're going down that road somewhere, I think, eventually. So,
it's cool,
that
man.
would be the one.
Well, again, thank you for doing the video today. Thanks, Jordan, for doing the camera work.
Thank you, Jordan.
Much love, mate, and I do appreciate it. And
love as always.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you on the next episode. Bye.